Good afternoon, everybody. It is February 25th. It is 2:02 in the afternoon, and this is my first YouTube video. I started my channel today, and I have some intentions, good ones, about why I'm here. And I guess I'll start with that. Why am I here? Well, that is a question that many of us find ourselves asking at some point. The paths we travel often wind into directions that we never anticipated. We make decisions about things and we hope that the outcomes are as intended. But sometimes things happen that go beyond our experience. Sometimes things happen that go beyond our ability to explain. Have you ever found yourself in a place or situation where you thought that something was off, but you could not quite put your finger on it? I have. Has it caused you to think back to it? Does it kind of haunt you? Do you wish you could figure it all out? I do. In my experiences, I've had more than my fair share of what the heck is going on here, or what is this place moments. It's in these moments of my life that I wish to now look back on in an effort to decipher my experience. Let me first start with who I am. My name is Eric. I was born in the mid-1970s in Bethpage on Long Island, also the home of Grumman Aerospace and Engineering and the birthplace of the lunar module. I grew up in Levittown, known as the first suburb in the U.S. It was occupied entirely with veterans right after World War II. I attended Catholic schools in a community known as Hicksville. I would like to point out that at the time of George Washington, the three towns I have mentioned were all in the area called the town of Hempstead. In future videos, I intend to explain the deeper history of Long Island and the intelligence businesses. As a child in grammar school, I excelled in academics and was drafted into the Talented and Gifted, TAG, Gifted in Talented Gate program. It was a Monroe Institute unit that I have many memories from that are only now making sense after many years of research and gathering evidence to such activities. The school suffers from being guilty of all the usual accusations that you could sling at a facility that allowed such animals in the halls with the kids. Much of this stuff is very hard to hear, but must be said. Although I was great academically, I was always in trouble. I did not know until many years later that the other kids did not grow up like we did. We were the bad kids. We were the troublemakers. I thought trouble always found us and that my friends were just good at wrapping it up. I was wrong. School ending and me being morally naive but able to see that my path needed a change, I did what many young men do in haste. I went and visited a Navy recruiter. The first recruiter I went to, I answered all the questions honestly, and his eyes popped out of his head. He told me the Navy doesn't need me to be that honest. He ripped up my papers and told me to go down the road to the next recruiter and to start over. So I did. Round 2 went great. I took the ASVAB and got a high 90s score. They were so happy with my score that they asked me to sit for another test for nuke school. Being the street urchin that I was at the time, I knew I wasn't ready and I asked if I can go home and study before it. They said no, and I was told I failed by one question. Having later trained alongside Nuke Fallout, the sailors that failed out from such programs, I'm happy I got that question wrong. Excuse me. Long story short, I found myself enlisted in the submarine service for a bit. This was one of those what the heck is going on here situations. My time in the Navy was a real eye-opener for me. It gave me many of the questions that took me years of research to answer. Answers I want to share with you folks as I continue to decipher my experience. After my brief training with the Navy, I became a tradesman, and I was employed on Long Island as a plumber. I soon found myself working in odd facilities all over the place that were the same contractors I had learned about from what little time I had in the service. I was even working in the mansions of the company owners and meeting them face to face. I will tell you that you really have no idea how wealthy somebody can truly be. Much of what I have to tell you comes from my direct experiences on Long Island. the people I have met personally, and the places I have been to where I have said, "What is this place?" From the Brooklyn Bridge to Montauk, Long Island has a much deeper history, and I will be providing the proof. In 2008, the economy crash hit my business hard. In 2010, I took a contract to go to the South Pole Station in Antarctica. I was hired by Raytheon Polar Services, a now defunct subsidiary of Raytheon. I was not happy about this arrangement, but my responsibilities being what they were, I reluctantly went and wound up spending an entire year working as a plumber at the South Pole Station. This time of my life is going to be challenging to put to words, but is part of my goal. For now, I will say that my year at the South Pole was transformational, and that I really look forward to sharing my stories and videos with you folks on this topic. After my experience on that side of the planet, I took employment working up north in the Alaskan Arctic. Working remotely at oil field facilities, research stations, a gold mine, hunting and fishing villages, and a variety of other fill-in stuff, I began to travel around the globe more with the assistance of my amazing girlfriend / tour guide. Our travels together have helped me to meet even more new folks and gain even grander perspectives on the things I've previously experienced. It was just a few years ago that I guess I began to settle down in life and start to really think about all the places and people I've met. Now, I'm well aware that a lot of the stuff that I saw and a lot of the things people told me were not mainstream info and would have been impossible to prove just a few years ago. But today, in the here and now, thanks for the term, Penny, things have changed. Today there's proof. I've been gathering it. For my entire life, I have kept to myself on certain things. Recently, I've begun to tell my story to the people in my community that are closest to me. They've offered me all the support I could hope for in my efforts to bring this to a bigger community. A community, I have learned, needs some healing. I've been in contact with so many folks already in private and heard many times that they wish they could speak up and have their voices heard. I understand. I see many connections that I can make for folks, and I've been trying to do so behind the scenes for them. The problem I am coming across is that I am now amassing evidence at such a rate I cannot disseminate it fast enough. I know this sounds crazy to me too. I never thought that this day would come, but yet here it is. So, here we are finally, which begs for us to go back to the beginning. Why am I here? I am here because in my life it has taken me years to understand the many places I have traveled and the various conversations I have had. I am here to share with you all in hopes that it may assist you in your efforts. I am here that some of you may engage with me and help me along with my path in life as well. I'm here to promote traveling more, talking more, understanding more. I am here to decipher my experiences, and I ask you to join me in my journey. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time. Please, on your way out, if you could like this video, subscribe, comment, inquire if you have any questions. I wish you all the best of luck in your journey and deciphering your experience, and I will be deciphering my experience. Have a great day.